What's up guys, Bo HD here from PhoneDoug.com. Hope you guys are doing well. Now the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 is on everyone's radar right now. It'll be unveiled very soon on August 5th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so mark your calendar. All we have is actually this image of a splash of copper, which may suggest a new copper color option for the Galaxy Note 20 and or maybe a new color option for a host of other products Samsung might unveil at the event. From new earbuds to new wearables and even some new foldables. It's all but certain that we'll see the Note 20 announced at the event, but we could see more than just that device announced. In this video though, we're of course gonna focus on the Samsung Galaxy Note 20. Now the Note lineup is arguably Samsung's most popular high-end product line. They usually cost a pretty penny, but they feature some of the most cutting-edge features. This year, we should see at least two new Samsung Galaxy Note phones, a standard Galaxy Note 20 with a flat 6.42-inch 2345 by 1084 resolution display, and a bigger Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra with a massive 6.87-inch 2345 by 1084 resolution display. It's possible we'll see a Galaxy Note 20 Plus, but chances are it'll just be the Galaxy Note 20 and the Note 20 Ultra. Now, one of the most obvious design changes will be with the camera modules. They're rumored to include a square camera module housing a total of 3 camera sensors, along with a 4th sensor that could be a 3D time of flight sensor for augmented reality, or it could just be a laser autofocus sensor. And basically what separates the Note 20 from the Note 20 Ultra in the looks department, the design department, will be that the camera module in the Ultra will be even bigger as it'll feature bigger camera sensors, but it's also rumored to have slightly smaller bezels than the standard Note 20 and a Note 10 style centered hole punch selfie camera. According to this photo from Ice Universe, the Note 20 appears to have a significantly less prominent camera bump, and you'll see that flat display. It almost looks like the camera module is flush with the back of the phone, which would be kind of neat, but don't hold your breath. It'll most likely still protrude slightly from the rear. And as for the Note 20 Ultra, we don't know all the details of the cameras just yet, but once again, Ice Universe says that it will feature a main camera with a massive 108 megapixel main sensor like the S20 Ultra, adding that its zoom functionality via the zoom lens will reportedly top out at only 50 times rather than 100x, and will have a 13 megapixel sensor rather than a 48 megapixel sensor. I'm not sure why Samsung would lower the zoomability of the Note 20 Ultra, even if the quality of the 100x zoom images were garbage. It still looks impressive on paper and is a pretty good selling point, once again, even if the quality is not the greatest. On the flip side though, there's probably a better reason for it, which could be that the lower resolution sensor could improve low light performance. Now, since these are Note devices, the signature S Pen, which will be bundled with the Note, of course, will be very similar to last year's S Pen, but will reportedly have a new pointer mode that will allow you to remotely control an on-screen cursor using the S Pen. One of the biggest features last year was the ability to capture photos using the S Pen as like a remote shutter button. So your Note device could be mounted on a tripod, and you could use the S Pen as like a remote to take photos. And it looks like Samsung is going to be adding even more features like this to control your phone remotely using just the stylus. So that's pretty cool, I guess. In terms of power, we're expecting a Snapdragon 865 or 865 Plus chip with support for 5G. And if you're outside of the North American market, expect an Exynos 990 chip. And the Note 20 should start with 8 gigabytes of RAM and be scaled up from there depending on which variant you select. And the Note 20 Plus or Note 20 Ultra will start with most likely 12 gigabytes of RAM with 256 gigabytes of internal storage. The Note 20, the standard Note 20, should have 128 gigabytes of storage. Now, one of the biggest features or selling points will be the fact that the Note 20 Ultra will have a 120 Hz refresh rate, which I probably should have mentioned earlier back when I was talking about the displays, but it remains to be seen as to whether or not you'll be able to use this high refresh rate at the maximum 1440p resolution, since this wasn't possible on the S20 series. My guess is yes, because Samsung got a lot of flack for it earlier this year, but you know, we're not entirely sure. What we will likely see though is a dynamic refresh rate mode, which will adjust the refresh rate based on what you're doing on your phone. So if you're actually using the phone, scrolling through apps and stuff, it'll crank up the refresh rate to 120 Hertz. But if you're not, it'll lower it to save battery. The reason for this is because there have been reports of Samsung including a low temperature polycrystalline oxide display, which will help them have more control over the phone's refresh rate. Battery life does take a hit with the higher refresh rate and resolution displays. The Note 20 should have a battery capacity between 4,000 and 4,300 milliamp hours, while the Ultra will have one close to a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So these should be big enough to support the high refresh rate and still maintain all-day battery life, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, what about the price of these new handsets? Well, don't expect them to be cheap. Note devices are never cheap. The new phones, they should follow a pretty similar pricing structure as the Galaxy S20. So the basic Note 20, it will start at most likely $1,000, while the Galaxy S20 Ultra will start at around $1,400. And if there is a Galaxy S20 Plus, it could come in at around $1,200. If not, maybe we'll see that price be of the Note 20 Ultra. Either way though, you're gonna most likely have to fork over $1,000 or more to pick up these new phones. And just to reiterate, the announcement will be on August 5th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we should see them launch and start shipping to consumers on August 21st. Now, as for the other devices that we could see announced at the event, they could include a 5G version of the Galaxy Z Flip and a Galaxy Watch 3 smartwatch, which is rumored to bring back the physical rotating bezel. We've seen leaks of these new bean-shaped wireless earbuds from Samsung for several months now, and they'll probably be unveiled at the event. Aside from the unusual shape though, they should feature noise cancellation technology and 11 hours of music playback, which isn't that great, but apparently the charging case will offer quite a bit of battery reserves. Samsung will also apparently have a Galaxy Tab S7 and S7 Plus to show off at its August Unpacked event. They will be 11-inch and 12.4-inch Android tablets powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 Plus processors and will work with Samsung's S Pen, most importantly. We don't really see Android tablets that much these days, but Samsung is keeping them alive for better or worse. I know a lot of people really like them, so I guess it's fun to see them still kicking. With that said, guys, let me know what you're thinking of the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra. Do you plan on picking one up? Do you, I don't know, are you kind of bored with Note devices? Do you still like the S Pen? Just let me know what you're thinking in a comment down below. As always, I'm BoHD from PhoneDog.com. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you right back here in the next one. See ya.